Hey, you don't have to worry about it, but you got to pay now because there's no cheat. John, you got your checkbook? John, you got your checkbook?
I got cash.
You got, I don't know, that might be cash you brought here.
I got cash.
That might be cash you got here. I want to check.
I got
and
cash.
I want you to sign Jon Jones.
Hey, check this out.
Hey.
Listen, I don't know what y'all made to be out here, but I made $1 million.
Yeah, I know. Hey, John. Hey,
I made
absolutely.
$1 million being here.
Yes.
So,
John, hey.
So
John,
I'll give y'all 5.
Hey, give my money.
Hey, matter of fact, I'll pay for your per diem.
Hey,
I'm
listen,
you
John.
Per diem.
Hey, John.
I'll give you a per
John,
diem. I'll give you
me
a
my
per
money.
diem.
Hey.
Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Combat sports has seen some incredible rivalries over the years, but there's been no rivalry more personal than Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. And now, nearly a decade, guys, after their last fight, we could actually be heading towards chapter 3. Not inside the UFC, not in MMA, but on the wrestling mats. Now, according to Alf Global CEO Alfredo Auditore, a Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier wrestling match is almost in the cards. It's actually currently being negotiated, and it's almost confirmed from both sides. Yes, guys, this is actually breaking news. And if Alfredo's actually telling the truth, this could probably be one of the most fascinating stories in combat sports that we've seen in years, because this isn't really about who actually wins the wrestling match. It's actually more about unfinished business. It's more about legacy. And it's about two men who still clearly cannot stand each other. For anyone who somehow just forgot how intense this rivalry was, well, Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier, these guys weren't just opponents. They genuinely disliked one another. This wasn't manufactured promotion, guys. They truly disliked one another. And I'm not talking about any kind of fake trash talk here. Real hostility. Two former UFC greats, two former UFC champions. They fought twice. Jon Jones won the first fight by decision back in 2015, about 11 years earlier. And then he stopped Daniel Cormier in the rematch before that result was later overturned due to a no contest. And that's where all the drama starts to begin. Because Daniel Cormier was calling out Jon Jones for cheating, for taking PEDs, sports enhancement drugs, things along those lines, which with Jon Jones outright refuses to even acknowledge and says that he had no part in that whatsoever. So this is very interesting, guys, because the official records aside, most fans still remember Jon Jones getting his hand raised inside the cage. And if you want to add some more fuel to the fire, if you want to like spice the story up a little bit, what makes everything so much more interesting is despite all those years passing, this rivalry, usually rivalries kind of take on a new form over time. They settle, the combatants, in this case, Jones, Cormier, they would get together. They would exchange pleasantries with one another. Those old grudges seem to fade away with time itself. But in this case, to the contrary, it's only begun. It's only begun, guys. And it never, it just stayed dormant for all those years. And now it's lit up again because this year, both of these men, as you're aware, resurfaced as opposing coaches on the Alf Reality series, which is very similar to Tough Enough, but this is the Russian version. Again, essentially the Russian version of Ultimate Fighter. And almost immediately, guys, the old tension came back. Verbal shots were started flying again. The competitive energy started to return. The juices started to flow between these two guys. You couldn't tell you couldn't really tell if either of these guys had moved on, because sometimes, as I mentioned before, rivalries, rivalries can kind of fade off in time. In this case, it seems like it just picked up from where it last left off. And it doesn't need a championship or a title or some kind of like a monetary prize associated with it. This is genuine distrust, genuine dislike between these two guys. I mean, Jon Jones has already rejected this exact idea. I mean, after their Alpha Reality coaching battle, Daniel Cormier publicly suggested that the two should actually put up $50,000 of their own money each and settle things in a wrestling match. But Jon Jones wasn't interested. In fact, he basically shut it down immediately. I mean, he responded on social media with an eye roll emoji and said, "You've had your chance, DC." I mean, that sounds pretty final to me. I mean, it sounds like a man who has no interest whatsoever, not even incentivized at all to revisit this former rivalry. So what's changed? What's changed? This is a question that a lot of people are asking, because if Jones truly has changed his position, then there's got to be a reason. There has to be something, right? And I mean, I don't think the reason is competition as per se. I mean, I think it's more about opportunity. I mean, look at where both of these men are respectfully in their careers, right? Neither guy needs this match financially. That's a fact. Neither guy needs this match to prove that they're still elite fighters. No. Neither guy needs this match to build their resume. No. I mean, so if it happens, the motivation is entirely, it's something else entirely. I mean, attention perhaps, legacy, curiosity, and maybe one last chance to settle an argument that never truly got settled, because this is where the reality starts to kick in. A wrestling match creates a completely different dynamic. It's got its own level of energy and structure to it. I mean, inside the octagon, Jones has already won 2 of those 2 fights. Well, he's definitely won, and then the other one was ruled a no contest, right? But he did prove to the world that he was able to beat DC. Now, that's history. But wrestling, when you take in wrestling and you remove the striking, I mean, it's a whole different animal altogether, right? I mean, look, you're talking about a pure grappling competition between perhaps two of the greatest wrestlers and greatest MMA combatants that the sport has ever seen. And suddenly now the conversation becomes a lot more interesting, because now it erases what happened in the MMA, because now you're going to be given something that you've never seen before. You're going to be given a true wrestling showdown. Remember, both of these men come from an elite wrestling background. Okay, Cormier represented the United States on an international level. Jon Jones built like most of his MMA dominance around his wrestling and clinch game. And I mean, for years, people have debated how would these two match up under pure wrestling rules. Remove the striking, remove the rest of the MMA component to it. Now you got a whole different animal. Now we just might find out what might happen if both of these guys were to compete in a pure wrestling match. Who's got more to gain? That's another question. I mean, I personally don't think it's Jon Jones. I mean, if Jon Jones wins, most people are going to say he was supposed to win anyway. I mean, he's clearly beaten Daniel Cormier in the eyes of most fans. But I mean, victory alone just reinforces what people already believe. But if Jon Jones loses, the narrative is going to change. Suddenly people are going to start talking. Suddenly fans are going to start asking whether Daniel Cormier finally got his revenge and he can close the chapter in his book. I mean, look, whether he finally found a rule set that favors him, whether Jones's aura of dominance took a hit, who knows, right? I mean, that's why I actually think Cormier actually has a lot more to gain out of this wrestling match than Jon Jones does. Because, I mean, he enters the situation with a lot less pressure. He's the underdog in the public conversation. He's the one who's chasing redemption, not Jon Jones. Daniel Cormier is the one who has a chance now to potentially rewrite part of his story and history. And that's powerful, because remember, sports are built on narratives. Fans just don't remember results. They remember moments. Now, imagine Cormier getting his hand raised after all these years. Imagine the headlines. Imagine the interviews. Imagine the reaction that he's going to get online. It would immediately become probably one of the biggest talking points in combat sports. Now, what is that? What exactly does that mean? I mean, we've seen plenty of proposed like fights and matches fall apart during negotiations. And right now, all we have is a promoter saying discussions are taking place and that the matchup is almost confirmed. It's almost signed, sealed, and delivered. I mean, almost confirmed is not the same as signed in my books. But I mean, these are two very different things. But until you have contracts actually finalized, fans should probably stay a little bit cautious. But I'm going to say this. The fact that we're even having this conversation now tells you just how powerful this rivalry still is. We're talking about two guys who put their heart and soul into their careers. Two guys who fought each other twice years ago. Neither is competing for a UFC title. Neither of these guys are competing for any kind of special monetary incentive. I mean, these guys aren't chasing rankings, but yet everybody around these guys, including myself and fans abroad, are absolutely interested, right? That's what real rivalries do. This is the kind of stuff that they summon. Like, this is the kind of energy that it pulls, all right? So, I mean, look, very few rivalries have had this kind of state power. I'm telling you, Jon Jones, versus Daniel Cormier. I mean, this one is captivating people all over the world. So here's my take. If this match actually gets signed, it's going to generate far more interest than a lot of people expect. Not because fans think it determines who's better in MMA. That debate, I think, kind of settled in a lot of ways. Maybe not, but whatever. I mean, but fans in general love unfinished business. And whether either man wants to admit it or not, this rivalry feels unfinished. There's a lot of emotion out there. There's a lot of pride between these guys. And that's exactly the kind of stuff that people want to watch. So I think there's more to follow on the story. The fact that the producer and the promoter behind this Alpha Global American version of Tough Enough or Ultimate Fighter, the Russian version, the fact that he's actually coming out and saying that there's some serious discussions happening behind the scenes, that tells you a lot about where we're at right now with the story. I think this could be absolutely crazy. This could be the kind of headline. This, you know, I don't know if this is going to be like your average wrestling match at an RAF, Real American Freestyle Wrestling event. I think this is going to be a lot bigger than that, to the point where they could probably sell pay-per-view tickets. I mean, they could be easily carried on any one of the major networks like Netflix or Paramount Plus, DAZN. I mean, there's a lot of different networks out there that would gladly pick this one up. So anyways, guys, look, these two guys are absolute legends at the end of the day. I mean, they're still out there doing what they do. And there's still a little bit of hint of hope that there's a possibility that these guys can actually get one more chance to perform against one another. So anyways, guys, we know that grudges never die, but I want to hear your thoughts. And look, at the end of the day, guys, we're not talking about MMA. We're talking about wrestling. But I would love for the opportunity to see these guys do it one more time. No striking, no elbows, no knees to the head, just straight up pure wrestling. I think it's going to be absolutely crazy. So before we leave, I just want to know from you guys, you know, I want to hear your thoughts. So put it in the comments below. Do you guys actually think that Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier 3 can still happen? Do you think there's a possibility that this could actually take off and actually come to some kind of fruition? Again, I don't know where and how it would be showcased, but I'm sure there's a lot of networks that I alluded to earlier that would be glad to pick it up. But that said, do you guys actually think this can actually happen? And if so, who do you have winning? Do you have Jones winning? Do you have Cormier winning? And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. I read everything, guys. And if you enjoy this analysis, please don't forget to smash the like and subscribe, hit the notifications so you guys never miss a beat. There's plenty of ways to support this channel. We've got different kinds of membership tiers. Definitely select the one that's comfortable for you. You get access to behind the scenes, exclusive content, and videos before they even post live. And then at the same time, we've got some amazing shirts that we're selling. So definitely check out our store. And we've got mugs and shirts. So if any of those pique your interest, don't forget to leave without one of those. And yeah, guys, I love doing what I do. The pleasure is all mine. I can't wait to catch you guys in the next video. But before you guys go, YouTube wants you to check out one of these videos. If not, check out both. I think they're both absolutely great. So I look forward to catching you guys in the next one.